everyone, and welcome to Edmonds Community College's 7th Annual Memorial Day Ceremony. This year, as we share perhaps the greatest challenge to face our generation, we feel it's important to come together and preserve this proud tradition we have created together, and reflect on the sacrifice made on our behalf by others, so we could be here today. We miss the company of all of you terribly, and the strong statement you help us make each year that the fallen and their families are not forgotten. Dr. Amit Singh, our college president, would like to share the following statement with you that I will read on his behalf. Thank you to each of you for joining us today for our virtual ceremony to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. I would like to express my gratitude to those in our campuses, on our campus, and our broader community who have served in the military and their families. Edmonds College is strengthened by the presence of our student and employee veterans. I commend those who work in the Veterans Resource Center for working diligently to find new ways to continue to serve veterans and military-connected students during this time. I'm also exceptionally proud of our student veterans who continue to show their grit and determination, attributes they honed during their time in the service, to continue with their education despite current challenges. I wish you and your loved ones good health, a speedy recovery to those impacted by COVID-19, and I assure you we will get through this together as a community. We thank you for your kind words of support, Dr. Singh. On behalf of the Memorial Day Planning Committee, we encourage you, if you are comfortable in doing so, to leave a comment or like on this video in the space provided. A year ago, none of us could have predicted or imagined the turn of events that brought us here today. But we thank each of you for joining us virtually and hope next year to be able to be with you again in person. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, Dr. Steve Woodard. Dr. Woodard is the Dean of Access and Completion at Edmonds College and an elected official for the city of Mount Lake Terrace. He is also a Navy family member who spent some of his formative years on Navy bases where his father was stationed. Having worked locally, nationally, and abroad for more than 2 decades, Steve's teachings, invited talks, and publications consistently address 2 themes: means for building sustainable learning communities and ways of pushing thoughtful dialogue towards informed action. Thank you very much, everybody, and enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Chris. It is my honor and privilege to once again serve as our Master of Ceremonies. Like our time together before, our plan was to share space on campus in our beautiful, state-of-the-art black box theater, as has been our tradition. At its core, Memorial Day reminds us, plans change. In this instance, it is a mixed blessing that during our time of state-mandated shelter-in-place or physical distancing, we are recording from my family's backyard. How humbling. This Memorial Day, speaking as your MC, it also feels right to say how fitting of a tribute to my father. Specifically, and unfortunately for me, you will meet my dad later in the ceremony. Without question, his time in our U.S. Navy, his journey from enlisting as a high school grad, all the way across through his 20-plus years of service and retiring as an officer, has had a direct connection to me being able to stand here today, not only as a father and husband myself, but also as an elected public official and part of the senior leadership of my neighborhood's local college. Thank you, Dad, for your years of service and sacrifice. Thank you and your family for your years of service and sacrifice as well. Our ceremony this year is a blend of present day and years past video footage. COVID-19 will not stop our traditions, even as it challenges us to be creative in how we honor them. We'll move through our program first by acknowledging and recognizing a few special groups who are joining with us today virtually. First, we acknowledge the Snohomish tribe. Thank you for allowing Edmonds College to make a place of higher learning on our homelands, on your homelands, and giving us a place to hold ceremonies such as this. Next, we acknowledge everyone currently serving in the armed forces. These are the people who have taken an oath to defend what we all hold dear. There is no greater calling, nor any higher possible sacrifice. Next, we acknowledge anyone who is a veteran. This group has done their due diligence and duty, giving those that serve today the foundation to keep our freedoms and our way of life safe and secure. We equally acknowledge anyone who is a family member of a veteran or someone currently serving. These brave persons, along with myself, are the reasons those in uniform do what they do. As we watch you do what you do, we wait home for your return. There's perhaps no harder job on the planet. Last, and perhaps most importantly, we acknowledge those who made the supreme sacrifice for our freedom and the family members they have left behind. They may be gone from us physically, but they will not be forgotten. We remember their courage and their selflessness and are inspired by it daily, especially today as we face a common enemy and our greatest challenges together. For those unfamiliar with military culture, it is a long-standing tradition to begin any ceremony by posting the colors, playing the national anthem, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise and embody your spirit and join us as our Naval Station Everett Honor Guard posts the flag.
For arms. Present arms.
And now, Music 119 students from 2019 will sing our national anthem, accompanied by their instructor, Linda Kappas. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Gold Star Mothers.
On behalf of the American Gold Star Mothers of Washington State, we are honored in joining the Edmonds College virtual Memorial Day ceremony. If you are able, please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and
and
to
to
the
the
republic
for
which
which it stands,
stands
one
one
nation,
nation
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for all.
It is now my honor to introduce Vivian Olson, Air Force veteran and Edmonds City Council member.
Good day, everyone. I'm Edmonds City Council member Vivian Olson. As a graduate of the United States Air Force Academy and former Air Force officer, the opportunity to say this thank you was one that I took quickly and gratefully. But the execution of a proper thank you proved to be a very difficult labor of love. When our friends, our family members have sacrificed it all for our country, is there ever a tribute that can capture the magnitude of their loss? Of all of our losses? Can anything infinite ever be captured? And so I also worry that I may fail to capture my equally infinite appreciation expressed on behalf of a grateful nation. But I am going to try. Today, in the name of COVID-19, we are a nation temporarily stripped of the liberties and freedoms that our loved ones died to protect. It's for the good of our neighbors, of our grandparents, and those with underlying conditions that we shelter in place to flatten the curve and prevent the transmission of a highly contagious disease. But with just 2 months so constrained, the Americans of this generation will no longer take those liberties and freedoms for granted. When we are ultimately released from the stay-at-home mandate, we must remember that our freedoms are there not only because of our progress against COVID-19, but because of those who served in our nation's military. As we stay home, whether rented or owned, big or small, crowded or alone, let's be grateful. There have been wartime soldiers so that we might be free, who endured months on end as prisoners, unclean and hungry, mistreated, and with medical needs unmet. Our appreciation of sacrifices of this magnitude must not be confined. As we enjoy the majesty and symbolism of a fireworks display, for example, let us also pause to appreciate our soldiers, for whom these bursts rang like enemy fire. May we strive to be worthy every day, as individuals as well as a nation, of the service and infinite sacrifice of our fallen heroes. We remember you, and we're grateful.
Thank you, Councilmember Olson. You are appreciated. We are honored to have received a letter from Senator Patty Murray, which will be read by Director of the Black Box Theater and Associate Professor of Drama, Jen Matthews.
Dear friends, thank you for inviting me to join you in honoring this year's Memorial Day observance, and for allowing me to participate as you pay tribute to those who lost their lives bravely serving our country. Though I am not able to be with you in person today, I am honored to share a few words of tribute for those service members who have made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our freedoms. Military service requires great risk, sacrifice, and selflessness. And to those who answer its noble call, we are eternally thankful. Each of our fallen heroes holds a special place in our hearts and in the legacy of our great nation. And to those surviving family members, we honor you and the sacrifices you have made and continue to make. Know that our country stands with you and that you will always have our unwavering support. On this Memorial Day, I hope everyone has an opportunity to honor the brave men and women who have bravely served and died for our freedoms, and that as a country, we take this opportunity to renew our commitment to those who have served. Please accept my heartfelt gratitude to all of our veterans and service members, their families, and those who have gathered today to honor our nation's heroes who will never be forgotten. Sincerely, Patty Murray, United States Senator.
If you have ever attended a veterans event in your local community, you have likely noticed the small round table that is always set but never occupied. It's the prisoner of war or missing in action table. The tradition of setting a separate table in honor of our prisoners of war or missing comrades has been in place since the end of the Vietnam War. The manner in which this table is decorated is full of special meaning and special symbols to help us remember our brothers and sisters in arms. Next, we will show the Edmonds College drama class from 2017 performing a white table ceremony written and directed by Jen Matthews, Associate Professor of Drama.
This table before you is in a place of honor.
This table is our way of symbolizing that servicemen and women are missing from our midst. They're commonly called POWs or MIAs. They're unable to be with us today, and so this is how we remember them.
This table is small and will be set for one, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his and her oppressions. Remember.
The table itself is round to show that our concern for them is never ending.
Remember. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when answering the call to duty. Remember.
The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us of the life of each of the missing and their loved ones and friends who keep the faith awaiting answers.
The vase is tied with a red ribbon, a symbol of our continued determination to account for our missing. Remember.
The black napkin stands for the emptiness these warriors have left in the hearts of their families and friends. Remember.
A slice of lemon reminds us of their bitter fate, captured and missing in the foreign land. Remember. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families who long for answers after decades of uncertainty. Remember.
The glass is inverted, reminding us they cannot share a drink with us today. Remember.
The candle is lit, reminiscent of the love, light, and hope that lives in our hearts to light their way home.
Away from their captors to the open arm of a grateful nation. Remember.
The empty chair depicts an unknown face, representing no specific soldier, sailor, airman, or marine, but all who are not here with us. Remember.
Remember all of you who served with them and called them comrades, who depended upon their might and aid and relied upon them, for surely they have not forsaken you. Remember. Remember until the day they come home. Remember.
Our slideshow is produced by Marine veteran and College Security Department officer Fernando Moratala, who has supported us at each of our Memorial Day and Veterans Day ceremonies for the past 5 years. Today's video also features the music of Peter Ali. Peter Ali is a talented and self-taught native flutist, creating his music not from notes, but from the spirit within. So each performance is unique and special. For the last 9 years, Mr. Ali has taught workshops for Indian Ed programs, private schools, and more recently, he teaches part-time at Northwest Indian College. At the end of the slideshow, please observe a moment of silence to honor those we remember on this Memorial Day. We recently lost a valued member of our veterans community, Colonel Buck Weaver, who faithfully served as a pilot in World War II. Colonel Weaver loved to sing. Here's a clip from 2017 when Colonel Weaver led us in singing one of his favorite songs, God Bless America.
We talk a lot about honors, and the honor that I have to introduce the man who's standing here isn't the honor that I feel most deeply. The honor I feel most deeply is to know the man. His name is Buck Weaver. He's what today we call an Air Force pilot. He was in World War II. Now, sadly, most of the World War II veterans are no longer with us, and we treat them with memorial. Here's a living memorial. To lead us in God Bless America, please welcome and stand to sing along with Colonel Buck Weaver. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. On the mountain to the prairie,
On behalf of Edmonds College, we thank you for joining us virtually for this year's Memorial Day service. Physical distancing to defeat COVID-19 may have changed our format, but it has not weakened our resolve to honor our fallen. If you found this year's ceremony to be particularly moving, please join me in acknowledging our Memorial Day Planning Committee. Chris Zarek, Jen Matthews, T.C. Kuyes, Myra Rentamaki, Steve Pennington, and Stephen Oliver. We equally invite you to view the closing credits, where you will find a full listing of colleagues who helped us maintain this meaningful tradition. It has been an honor to serve as your MC. Take care, and trust we all look forward to our next time together.